Welcome back to Conversations with
Chris
and Crystal. And today we're talking about protecting yourself from controlling and keeping up appearances type people.
Yeah.
We've run into a few of those, and we wanted to share that with you. And we did some research and found some things to help us
Protect ourselves.
Yeah, to look into it and figure out, and like you were saying, go ahead.
I know a lot of times there are families who are like, don't air our dirty laundry. So
Yes.
that's like a keeping up appearances thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's harmful things and there's not harmful. It's not quite as harmful things. But
Yeah.
So
Well, so we have the roots of controlling behavior. Now, you were saying too that if you're listening to this and kind of consider yourself in these areas, is this something that you might be able to check off a few things on the list?
I think we all are controlling to a certain degree.
Of course, yes.
But, do some self-discovery and try and see how much of it you are.
And if you're affecting other people.
Yeah. You don't want to get yourself sick from it. You don't want to get other people
That's the
sick
big thing.
or running away.
Yes. So the roots of controlling behavior we come up with fear and insecurity, anxiety and perfectionism, low self-esteem, and it's a learned behavior. Yes, I had one of those, but I tried to unlearn what I had learned. So we can look at fear and insecurity. Controlling behavior often stems from a deep-seated fear of abandonment or a need for safety and predictability.
Which that makes sense when you think about it, because if you're trying to control things, it's like you feel safer when everything is right.
Yeah, your ducks are in a row and you can see everything right there. And I think it affects your bowels a lot, your intestines, because it's something you feel like you need to control.
Yeah, and that's what bowels are all about, bowels and bladder. They control, that's one of the first things we learn is how to keep
control.
from,
Yes.
expressing it all over the place.
Yes, all the time. Yes. And anxiety and perfectionism. Okay, for some, micromanaging others is a coping mechanism for their own anxiety or a desire to meet unrealistic standards.
That's a big one.
That's a real big one. And that's, I just remember people coming to me and just saying, I'm so sorry I wasn't there to help you more. I didn't need anybody's help with what I was doing. It just didn't make sense. But they wanted to at least put their input in there so that they were controlling in some fashion.
Oh, see, I would.
Yeah.
But in our episode on guilt, we talked about that too, the unrealistic standards. That can cause you to feel guilty if you don't meet these standards, but they're unrealistic, so you can't meet them.
Yeah, you can't. So you just have to let it go. I think, I was a perfectionist when I was growing up, and then my brothers were born, and I gave it up. And I had never, twin boys. I was 11 when they were born. It was a lot of work, but it taught me self-sufficiency, and it taught me that you know what, you really don't matter anymore. I mean, you don't need to have your room perfect. You don't need to clean your locker 3 times a day. You just don't have the time anymore.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's what some young moms go through when they have a baby. That just freaks
everything's
them
got to
out.
be sterile.
Yeah, they go crazy. That's why the second baby's like, did we even take pictures of the second baby? Probably not.
Well, Leanne Morgan, she's a Christian comedian. She was talking about her first 2 kids. She was perfect mom with them. She had flashcards. You're going to make an A on that spelling test. And by the time her third child came along, who was her youngest daughter, she's all, can she read? That's all I care about. So
yeah. So there's just so many things that we obsess about, and that's part of the other thing. I think we might have to do another one on giving these very things to God.
Oh, yes.
And the verses that go with them. I think we can figure that one in. Low self-esteem. Somebody controlling people may compensate for low self-worth by seeking power or buying affection from others. Wow, that just hit me. Because I had a girlfriend that they had tons of money, and I think there was that there was a small element of buying affection from others and buying attention, and yeah, wow, that just wiped me out.
Yeah. Well. Oh. Well, and also the buying affection through control. It would be like, if you loved me, you'd be here.
Yes, you would do this. Yes, yes, absolutely. And that you just have to decide, for yourself when somebody's doing that to you, is that really your position? Is that really where you're supposed to be? Is that where God wants you to be? These are things you have to decide between you and God and nobody else. And that's where that guilt comes in again. People, they put guilt on you. Okay, and the other thing we have is learned behavior. Some individuals grew up in controlling households and simply learned these patterns from their caregivers, if you can call them that, because I was taking care of myself. But yeah. So you do, and that was another. But again, I mean, when the boys were born, I just decided. I realized, what, I can't do this. I can't do it all, and it's okay. It doesn't matter that you can't do it all. And I can imagine some of these young moms, that has to be really hard to give that up. It takes a while to learn that. It took me 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I mean,
It's a lot of work.
because that baby that you carried around for 9 months and now it's here and you're terrified it's going to get hurt or sick.
Yes.
It'll be your fault. But
And you're up all night. You're going through baby boot camp, all of those kinds of things. And it's the perfectionism just has to leave. It just has to go away. I mean, there's not much you can do with that, or you're going to kill yourself.
and again, I think it goes away naturally the more kids you have.
After a while, you catch on.
It's like,
Well, you know me. I'm so into the monkeys, watching monkey moms and babies. And there's one on there that's, I can't remember, something about baby monkey, whatever. And it's fun to watch because some of the moms, they'll say, well, this is a new mom. And you can tell she doesn't know what to do with this baby. She's carrying it upside down. She can't get milk to it because she thinks the baby's going to figure it out, which they do. You know how puppies go, they look for so they do have the instinct, but they also are so weak that the mother's got to lift them up a little bit, or she's got to hunch down a little bit, but she doesn't know those little nuances yet. So I think what happens a lot is the newer moms lose their first babies. The babies die from starvation, and you learn by mistake.
I wonder if when they're around there's
more
other experienced moms, if they help them.
Well, I haven't seen that. I watch for that, but they do say that the females, when they're younger, they hang out by their moms and their aunts and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes they'll even take their babies because they want to hold a baby. And so they might learn that way. So it's just some that didn't manage to learn, maybe, or whatever the case is. But yeah, as they get older and more experienced, it becomes easier for them to know what to do.
Well, I know with cats, the cat moms, if you're in a multi-cat household like I was, I had 2 females who they relieved the mom and took care of the kittens while the mom went to get some food and stuff. And so
they do that. They do that with the monkeys too. The sisters will come, or the aunts will come, and in fact, there's been twice now that I've seen where the female will go get the male and say, "You take care of the kids." And he'll sit there and hold the tail, and the baby's running everywhere, and he's like, and he's just putting up with it.
Some things don't change between species.
Yeah, they don't.
But we digress.
Yes, we do. So the controller's toolkit, their tactics, include manipulation, gaslighting, isolation, micromanagement, silent treatment, and financial abuse. I think we're almost sounding like narcissism, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, many narcissists are.
They are very controlling. Yeah, they're all very controlling. So the manipulation, using guilt, love bombing, or involving others in disputes to get their way.
Like some guys, they'll. Well, I know this one guy. He would make meals for me, and then towards the end of our relationship, he was like, "You never make any meals for me," and I was like, "Well, we're at your house.
Yeah,
it's not my food.
Yeah,
to make anything for you." And, but he was, yeah.
Yeah, I know these things happen. And the love bombing where oh, I just love you so much. You're so wonderful.
And here's flowers, here's jewelry.
Yes, someone I knew that said, you're so amazing. I just want to be near you. I just want to hang out with you. I want to work with you. Your amazingness is just overwhelming. And I don't know. Why don't I feed into that? I guess because I fed into it for so much of my life.
You can
I've
recognize
learned,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I recognize it. Yeah.
So yeah, we're telling you these things so you can maybe recognize
Yes.
people who
Yes.
come up to you and
Yes.
try to control you this
Yes,
way.
that's exactly it. So gaslighting, distorting a person's reality, make them question their own sanity and memory. We've had lovely relationships with that experience going on. Isolation, cutting off a person's support system to increase their dependency on the controller.
Yeah, my ex did that to me.
Yep, and that tends to happen with spouses. They'll do that.
Cut me off from my family and
Yep.
friends so that him and his family and friends, that was all I had.
Yep.
And then when we broke up, I had nothing.
Yep.
But fortunately, my family was still there for me.
They were waiting. Yes, yes. Micromanagement, obsessing over minor details and dictating how tasks should be done. Run into that a lot. That comes with
Volunteer?
volunteering. Yes, yes. So
Being voluntold.
voluntold or volunteered. Yes, absolutely. That can tend to happen. Then they come in, swoop down and micromanage you for the sake of micromanaging. There's not a problem. There's nothing to fix, but they'll find something. At least that's what I've experienced.
And another one which I've experienced are the people who, they're not necessarily controlling all the time, but they're worriers. So when they worry about something,
Yes.
and so if you're going to do this thing that they normally do, they're hovering. Oh, you got to do it this way. And,
Yep.
and then they start to make you nervous because you're like, I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And then the silent treatment, withholding communication as punishment. That has just been recent.
I almost
For
wish
me.
I had some silent treatment.
Everybody just be quiet for a while, okay?
I would enjoy that.
Well, it happened a lot when I was young, and it's a horrible feeling, and you do sit and worry about yourself. You think, why am I so terrible? Why did I do this, that, and the other thing? And
Or what did I do?
because you can't even communicate. Yeah, you can't do any of that. And then financial abuse, limiting access to money to create financial dependency.
And that's mostly
spousal
because
situation.
Yeah, typically it would be, once we get married, I don't want you to work. I want you to stay home and take care of the house and then
knit.
the kids when we have kids. And then the claws come in and just dig in, and then the person wants to leave, but they can't because they don't have any money.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's just ugly.
it is ugly. The pressure to keep up appearances. That's an interesting one for me. I never noticed how people try to, you're standing with them and you're talking to some people and they don't like the way you're talking to them and they kind of push on you, like, shut up, because it doesn't look good.
Yeah. Oh, my ex did that to me one time. This gal had given me as a gift this tray that had an ivy pattern on it. And my bathroom had an ivy pattern. I said, oh, I love this. My bathroom has this pattern, And so he didn't like that. He said, well, what she meant to say was blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And I was like, I said what I meant. I meant what I said.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything.
He corrected that because it was too much for him. Yeah. And that's another thing. Yeah. Wow. Watch if you're correcting people, get a life.
And most people, whatever you say, you may be embarrassed by what that person said, but other people, they probably didn't even notice or care.
They were happy to see she was happy. That's all they needed.
I mean, but that's the thing, is they get embarrassed because, she mentioned the word bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, people get over it.
Yeah.
Life is too short. So
we have 4 of these for the keeping up appearances.
yeah, you go ahead and run them.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
they're there.
Well, we've got the performance.
Yeah, we do that well.
Social media's impact, the facade. Willful ignorance. So the performance is where we curate a front stage persona for public consumption, like I'm performing. This is what I want you to think is the real me.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a phenomenon that has intensified with social media because
As you can tell, it didn't intensify with us.
well, we're us no matter what.
We're just, what you see is what you get. Yeah.
On social media, people are trying to, you've probably seen some of these videos where the person is caught lying, like they're a selfie of I just woke up or whatever, or there I am sleeping, and they're the one taking the picture.
Yeah.
So it
gets
silly.
ridiculous. Okay.
And so, which leads into social media's impact. Curated online personas can lead to a comparison carousel, driving anxiety, depression, and a fear of being not enough. Oh, this person over here's got 4,000 views, and I only have 3,090. Oh,
horrors. Yes.
We wish we had 4,000.
We do. Can you work on that for us?
We did get 3,000 on
one of the movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I digress.
Yes.
So the facade, the constant effort to maintain a flawless image online can be emotionally draining and mentally exhausting. I would say also, not just online. There are people who, in person, they have to. It's God forbid anybody should see that mask drop away.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I agree.
And then there's willful ignorance. Sometimes people ignore truths that challenge their self-image to maintain their positive self-perception. So maybe that, like if their kids are misbehaving, my children are angels, perfect angels.
Oh yeah, that's one. And the other one is when people are not transparent about what's actually happening to them.
Oh yeah, and they have everybody around them lie for them.
And just say everything's great, it's wonderful, perfect. And you're like, oh, okay, and then it turns out not wonderful.
Yeah. You can see that it's not wonderful, but they're telling you.
Yeah, they're telling you another story.
So come back for part 2. We're going to make this a 2-parter since it's running long. And
we're going to talk about how to counter these situations for yourself, to protect yourself from.
And then when to seek support.
Yes. So.
And in the meantime, if you have any thoughts on this, if you've experienced anything, please let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we would love to hear from you. And okay, well, as we always say, take care of yourself because nobody else will.